Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of sports news this week, but the one thing that did happen was Deandre Ayton for the Phoenix Suns. He first he signed it on, like, it was kind of strange. He had not been signed by anybody up to this point. He's a restricted free agent, so he signed an offer sheet with the Indiana Pacers. So it was kind of interesting news. 4 years, $133 million, and so then it was kind of like,
Everyone
oh,
was assuming that everyone was assuming that Phoenix wasn't going to sign him because they'd been trying to work on an extension and it didn't happen. And then there was just a feeling that, from what everyone was reporting, there was just a feeling he's going to be gone. They'll sign and trade him somewhere. So it was that's what we were expecting.
yeah, I was kind of surprised Phoenix couldn't work out some kind of deal to get something back for him, but they ended up and it was funny, like, it came out like in the afternoon. Well, he signed an offer sheet. I mean, was it 4 hours later? It was already like they had already matched it. Like, they didn't even wait.
Yeah.
Like, you have 48 hours to kind of wait, till it's finalized, and they just, no, we're going to match it right now. So it's just kind of like, I'm not sure what Phoenix is doing. Number one, like, I find it hard.
Maybe they saved themselves a little bit of money, but it's like, okay, you guys just torpedoed your relationship with the player. Now you're signing him. Like, I don't understand what you're doing.
Yeah, it's very strange. They couldn't work out the extension last season before last season started anyway. And then, he kind of left in the playoffs, and they kind of benched him in the second half of that game, which, I mean, they were getting blown out, so it didn't really matter. But, yeah, so now it's like, all right, so they didn't want to lose him for nothing, so they decided to keep him. I mean, basically, it's just an extra, they could have offered him, 5 years instead of 4. That's really the only difference in the deal that they, so it's just kind of like, I'm not sure what Phoenix is doing, because, yeah. And now they can't trade him until after January 15th, and DeAndre Ayton can veto any trade for the next year. So it's likely now that Kevin Durant's not going to the Phoenix Suns, which is that's the bigger storyline here. And so, I know a lot of the TV shows are saying, well, the Heat can't make a very good offer, blah, blah, blah. And, my argument to that is, well, the Heat don't have to have an unbelievable offer. They just have to have the best offer. So yeah. I think it's kind of funny. And also, the Donovan Mitchell rumors are heating up with the Knicks. So as being Heat fans, I would just say, honestly, I think Miami actually has a better chance to sign Durant or to trade for Durant than they do Mitchell, because Durant has a say in what team he goes to. I think there's 5, 6, 8 teams that they could trade Donovan Mitchell to, and I think it would work. So as strange as that is, because there are just teams can offer better packages. The Knicks have more draft picks than the Heat do, and that seems like what Utah would be looking for. So
yeah, there was something else I was gonna mention. I'm completely drawing a blank on what it was. Keep going. Yeah, maybe I'll think of it. Something related to that. I mean, it was like Phoenix. We don't think they're a title contender next year because they have to. Chris Paul's still one of their best players. So even with or without DeAndre Ayton, we didn't think they were a title contender.
I don't agree. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think they're definitely a contender.
Bro, you know what? I'm sorry. They're a contender. Do I think they're going to win? No.
Right.
Right. That's kind of what I would say. That's right. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're still really good. You never know. You never know what can happen in an NBA season, but they're good enough to be in the conversation. But this might be, does this become a problem during the season that DeAndre Ayton is like not thrilled with the way this was handled? Okay, yeah, he got paid, so maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe he'll just come in and, all right, I'm going to work my butt off, and maybe it won't matter. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they say winning heals everything. So, I mean, and I would think that they'll have a pretty good regular season, barring injury.
Right.
So,
yeah. So,